hidden language of your sleeping mind. Welcome. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and think about the last dream you remember. Was it vivid? Fragmented? Perhaps it left you with a feeling rather than clear images. Have you ever wondered why your sleeping mind speaks in symbols instead of straightforward language? Why does your brain transform your deepest concerns into metaphors, landscapes, and mysterious encounters? Every single night, your mind enters a realm where the ordinary rules of reality dissolve. In this space, water can represent emotion, a house can embody your sense of self, and strangers can become teachers or mirrors of your own psyche. Your brain is not being cryptic for entertainment. It is engaging in the most sophisticated form of communication available to you, one that bypasses the logical filters of your waking consciousness and speaks directly to your emotional and spiritual core. The language of dreams is ancient. For thousands of years, across every culture and civilization, humans have recognized that their sleeping visions carry meaning. Ancient Egyptians built temples dedicated to dream interpretation. Indigenous peoples considered dreams sacred communications from the spiritual realm. Medieval monks recorded their night visions as glimpses of divine truth. Yet only in the last few decades have we begun to understand the neuroscience behind these experiences, discovering that symbolism is not arbitrary, but rather a fundamental way your brain processes information, emotions, and experiences. Before we begin this journey into the depths of your sleeping mind, I invite you to do something simple yet powerful. Subscribe to the Relaxing Science channel so you don't miss the insights waiting ahead. Give this video a like and share with us in the comments where you are listening from and what time it is there. Your presence matters, and your engagement helps us create more content that brings calm and understanding into your life. Your brain during sleep is remarkably active. While your body rests and your conscious mind quiets, your neural networks are engaged in intense processing. During REM sleep, the stage where most vivid dreaming occurs, your brain shows activity patterns similar to waking consciousness in some regions, while other areas responsible for logic and self-awareness become relatively quiet. This neurological state creates the perfect environment for symbolic thinking. Without the constant editorial oversight of your logical mind, your brain is free to express itself in the language it naturally understands: metaphor, emotion, sensation, and symbol. The symbols that appear in your dreams are not random noise or meaningless electrical activity. They are carefully constructed representations of your inner world. Your subconscious mind uses images and scenarios to communicate what your waking self may not yet fully understand or accept. A recurring dream about being chased is not just your brain malfunctioning. It is your psyche trying to tell you something about avoidance, fear, or unresolved tension in your waking life. A dream about water might be reflecting the fluid nature of your emotions or the depth of your subconscious mind itself. What makes dream symbolism so fascinating is that it is both universal and deeply personal. Certain symbols appear across human cultures with remarkable consistency. Water, for instance, appears in the dreams of people from every continent, and across different eras it has been interpreted as representing emotion, the subconscious, purification, or transformation. Yet the specific meaning of water in your dream depends entirely on your own context, your associations, and your current life circumstances. The same symbol can mean different things to different people, or even different things to the same person at different points in their life. This is the beginning of our exploration together. Over the next hours, we will move through the landscape of dream symbolism, understanding how your brain creates these images, what they mean, and how you can develop a deeper relationship with your nocturnal communications. We will examine the most common symbols and learn to recognize the patterns in your own dreams. We will discover how your brain categorizes experience, how it processes emotion, and how it attempts to guide you toward growth and understanding. Your dreams are not something that happens to you. They are something your mind actively creates, something your deepest self is trying to tell you. By learning to listen to this inner language, you gain access to wisdom that exists beyond your conscious awareness. You begin to understand yourself more fully. You recognize patterns in your behavior and emotions that might otherwise remain invisible. You gain insight into your fears, your desires, your aspirations, and your conflicts. The journey we are beginning is both scientific and intimate. We will explore the neuroscience, the brain mechanisms, the physiological processes that generate dreams. But we will also honor the poetry of dreams, the way they speak to something deeper in us than mere neurological function. Because ultimately, understanding your dreams is understanding yourself. It is listening to the voice of your own consciousness when it speaks in its most natural, most authentic language. As you settle in for this exploration, know that your mind is already preparing for the sleep that will come tonight. Perhaps you will remember your dreams more vividly after this experience. Perhaps you will notice patterns you have never seen before. Perhaps you will begin to recognize the wisdom your own mind has been trying to share with you all along. This is the gift of understanding dream symbols. Not interpretation imposed from outside, but recognition of the truth your own consciousness is expressing. Here's the architecture of dreams, where symbols are born. Deep within your brain, in structures that have remained largely unchanged for millions of years, the dream-building process begins. The architecture of dreams is constructed from multiple layers of neural activity, each contributing to the final experience you remember upon waking. Understanding this architecture helps us appreciate why symbols emerge naturally from the dreaming brain, why they take the forms they do, and why they carry such emotional weight. When you fall asleep and enter the REM stage, several remarkable changes occur in your brain simultaneously. Your hippocampus, the region responsible for memory formation and integration, becomes highly active. This structure works to weave together fragments of your recent experiences, your long-term memories, and your emotional associations into a coherent narrative. Meanwhile, your amygdala, which processes emotions and assigns emotional significance to experiences, is firing at levels comparable to or even exceeding waking activity. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, planning, and self-awareness, becomes relatively quiet. This particular combination of activation and deactivation creates the perfect neurological environment for symbolic thinking. Your brain is essentially saying, here are the raw materials of your experience, your memories, your emotions. Now, without the editorial control of logic, let me see what patterns emerge. What connections can I make? What needs to be processed? What is trying to be understood? The result is the dream, a narrative constructed from the building blocks of your waking life, reassembled into new configurations. The symbols that emerge in dreams are not arbitrary. They arise from what neuroscientists call the default mode network, a collection of brain regions that activate when you are not focused on external tasks. This network is responsible for self-referential thinking, for connecting new information to your existing knowledge and beliefs, and for constructing narratives about your own life and identity. During dreams, this network is working overtime, making connections between seemingly unrelated experiences and finding meaning in their relationships. Consider how symbols form. You have had thousands of experiences with water in your waking life. You have felt rain on your skin. You have swum in oceans and lakes. You have drunk water when thirsty. You have watched water flow, freeze, evaporate, and transform. All of these experiences have left neural traces in your brain connected to emotions and contexts. When your dreaming mind encounters a situation that resonates with the emotional or conceptual essence of water, it naturally summons the symbol of water. Not because your brain is trying to be poetic, though the result certainly is poetic, but because water is the most efficient way to represent the concept your brain is trying to communicate. The brain, you see, is fundamentally lazy in the most intelligent way possible. It seeks efficiency. Symbols are efficient. A single image can contain multitudes of meaning. A single scene can compress complex emotional truths that might take paragraphs to explain in waking language. Your dreaming brain is not writing essays. It is painting with the broadest strokes possible, using the most resonant images available from your personal and collective human experience. This is why certain symbols appear across cultures. Humans everywhere have experienced water, fire, darkness, light falling, flying, birth, and death. These universal human experiences create a kind of shared symbolic vocabulary. But within this shared vocabulary, your personal dictionary develops. Your water might mean something slightly different than my water, because we have different histories with water, different emotional associations, different contexts in which water has appeared in our lives. The architecture of dreams also involves a process called emotional memory consolidation. Your brain does not simply record experiences like a video camera. It prioritizes emotionally significant experiences for deeper processing and long-term storage. During dreams, your brain is essentially asking, what happened today that matters? What experiences carry emotional weight? What needs to be integrated into my understanding of myself and my world? The symbols that emerge are the brain's way of highlighting and processing these emotionally significant elements. Another crucial aspect of dream architecture involves the temporal lobe and the structures involved in sensory processing. During dreams, your brain can activate sensory memories and sensory cortices, creating the vivid experience of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, and smelling, even though no external sensory input is present. This is why dreams can feel so real, so immediate, so visceral. Your brain is not imagining sensory experience. It is actually activating the same neural circuits that would be active if you were genuinely perceiving those sensations. The narrative structure of dreams also tells us something important. Dreams rarely follow the linear logic of waking thought. Instead, they jump, shift, transform, and morph in ways that would seem bizarre if they occurred in waking consciousness. Yet within the dream, these shifts feel natural, inevitable even. This is because your brain is not constructing dreams according to the rules of external reality. It is constructing them according to the logic of emotion, association, and meaning. One image flows into another, not because of physical causality, but because of emotional or conceptual resonance. Your brain is also engaged in something called threat simulation during dreams. Many researchers believe that one function of dreaming is to allow your brain to rehearse responses to potential threats and challenges in a safe environment. The symbols that appear in threatening dreams are often your brain's way of representing challenges you face in waking life. A dream about being chased might not be about literal danger, but about a challenge you are avoiding. A dream about falling might represent anxiety about loss of control. Your brain is creating these scenarios to help you process and prepare for real-world difficulties. The architecture of dreams reveals that symbolism is not a quirk or a flaw in the dreaming process. It is a feature, an essential aspect of how your brain does its most important work. Symbolism allows your brain to compress complex truths into compact images. It allows emotional processing to occur without the interference of logical analysis. It allows your brain to explore possibilities and prepare for challenges. It allows your deepest self to communicate with your conscious mind. As you understand this architecture, you begin to see your dreams not as random hallucinations, but as sophisticated communications from your own mind. Every symbol is there for a reason. Every image carries meaning. Every emotional tone conveys information. Your brain has been trying to talk to you every night of your life. Now you are beginning to learn the language. Water in your dreams, the fluid mirror of emotion. Water appears in dreams with remarkable frequency, across cultures, across time periods, across all variations of human experience. Water surfaces repeatedly in the nocturnal visions of sleeping minds. This is not coincidence. Water is perhaps the most powerful and versatile symbol in the dream world, capable of representing a vast spectrum of human experience and inner states. To understand water in your dreams is to understand a fundamental language your psyche uses to communicate about emotion, the subconscious, and the flow of life itself. Water is the element most intimately connected to emotion. Think about how we describe feelings using water metaphors in waking language. We say we are drowning in grief. We speak of being swept away by passion. We describe ourselves as flowing with joy or as stagnant when depressed. We talk about tears as a way of releasing emotion. These are not arbitrary linguistic choices. They emerge from deep recognition that water and emotion share fundamental qualities. Both are fluid, both can be calm or turbulent, both can nourish or overwhelm, both move constantly yet follow natural patterns and laws. When you dream of calm, clear water, your brain is likely communicating something about emotional clarity and peace. Perhaps you have recently resolved a conflict. Perhaps you are experiencing a period of emotional stability. Perhaps you are moving into a phase of your life where you feel more grounded and clear about your direction. The calm water mirrors your inner state. It is your brain's way of confirming that yes, this is how you feel, and here is the symbol that captures it perfectly. Conversely, when you dream of turbulent water, rough seas, or overwhelming waves, your brain is often processing emotional turmoil. You might be in the midst of a difficult situation. You might be processing intense feelings that have not yet been fully integrated. You might be experiencing anxiety about the future or grief about the past. The turbulent water is not threatening you. Rather, it is representing the turbulence within you. It is your mind's way of acknowledging and processing these difficult emotions in a safe space. Water in dreams can also represent the subconscious itself. The ocean has depths unknown to us, mysteries hidden beneath the surface. Similarly, your subconscious mind contains knowledge and experiences beyond your conscious awareness. When you dream of diving into water, exploring underwater landscapes, or swimming in deep water, your brain may be inviting you to explore deeper aspects of yourself. It is suggesting that there is more to know, more to understand, more wisdom available if you are willing to venture into those depths. The specific characteristics of water in your dreams matter greatly. Is the water fresh or salt, still or moving, clear or murky, shallow or deep? Each of these details adds nuance to the message your brain is conveying. Murky water might suggest that your emotions or your path forward is unclear. Flowing water might represent the natural movement of time and change. A vast ocean might represent the immensity of feeling or the vastness of possibility. Your brain chooses these details carefully, selecting the specific type of water that best represents your inner state. There is also something profoundly significant about the fact that you are made of water. Your body is roughly 70% water. Every cell in your being contains water. In a very real sense, water is not separate from you, but part of your essential nature. When you dream of water, you are dreaming of something that is fundamentally connected to your own being. This may be why water appears so frequently and carries such power in dreams. Your brain is connecting you to the most essential and fluid aspects of your own existence. Drowning in a dream carries particular significance. Many people experience anxiety dreams in which they are drowning or struggling in water. These dreams often emerge when you feel overwhelmed in waking life, when you are facing more challenges than you feel equipped to handle, when you are struggling to stay afloat in some metaphorical sense. The dream is not predicting actual drowning. Rather, it is representing your emotional state through the most visceral symbol available. Your brain is saying, you feel overwhelmed right now. You feel like you are struggling to keep your head above water. Swimming in dreams, by contrast, often represents your ability to navigate your emotions and your life. When you swim with ease and grace in a dream, you are likely feeling capable and in control of your emotional landscape. When you struggle to swim, when the water feels resistant, your brain may be communicating that navigating your current emotional situation feels difficult. The swimming itself is not the point. The ease or difficulty of the swimming is what carries the message. Water also appears in dreams as a place of transition and transformation. Many spiritual and religious traditions use water as a symbol of purification and rebirth. Baptism involves water, ritual cleansing uses water. The amniotic fluid surrounding a developing fetus is water. Your brain taps into these archetypal associations when it presents water in dreams involving transformation. A dream about crossing a body of water might represent moving from one phase of your life to another, leaving something behind and moving towards something new. The color and clarity of water in dreams adds another layer of meaning. Clear water often suggests clarity of thought and emotion, transparency, honesty. Murky water might represent confusion, hidden truths, or emotions you have not yet fully processed. Dark water might represent the unknown, the mysterious, or fears about what lies beneath the surface of your awareness. Your brain selects these visual qualities to fine-tune the message it is sending. It is also worth noting that your relationship with water in waking life influences how it appears in your dreams. If you love swimming and water makes you feel alive, water in your dreams may carry predominantly positive associations. If you have experienced water-related trauma, water in your dreams may initially carry anxiety. But over time, and with conscious attention to your dreams, even traumatic symbols can shift in meaning as your brain processes and integrates difficult experiences. Water in dreams is never simply water. It is always emotion, always the subconscious, always the fluid nature of experience itself. By paying attention to how water appears in your dreams, you gain direct insight into your emotional state, your subconscious processing, and your relationship with the ever-changing flow of your own life. Your brain is a poet, and water is one of its favorite metaphors. Houses and rooms, mapping the chambers of self-houses, appear in dreams with almost as much frequency as water, and for similarly profound reasons. A house is not merely a building, it is a representation of self, a structure that contains and organizes your inner life. When you dream of houses and rooms, your brain is creating a spatial metaphor for different aspects of your consciousness, different domains of your life, different chambers of your psyche. Understanding this symbolism opens a window into how you are organizing and compartmentalizing your inner experience. The house as a symbol for self appears across psychological traditions. Carl Jung, the pioneering psychologist of the unconscious mind, wrote extensively about houses in dreams as representations of the psyche itself. Different rooms represent different aspects of consciousness. The basement represents the unconscious mind, the deep places where primitive drives and forgotten memories reside. The main floor represents your everyday consciousness, the familiar territory of your waking awareness. The upper floors represent higher consciousness, aspirations, spiritual dimensions. The attic holds old memories and abandoned aspects of self. The foundation is the bedrock of your being. When you dream of exploring a house, you are often exploring yourself. Each room you enter represents a different aspect of your inner world. A dream about discovering a new room you never knew existed might represent discovering new aspects of yourself, new capacities, new dimensions of your personality. A dream about a room being locked or inaccessible might represent aspects of yourself that you have closed off, perhaps for protection, perhaps through denial or repression. The condition of the house in your dreams carries significant meaning. A well-maintained, clean, orderly house might suggest that you feel organized and in control of your inner life. A house in disrepair, with broken windows or leaking roofs, might suggest that you feel fragmented or that aspects of yourself need attention and healing. A beautiful, expansive house might represent feelings of abundance and spaciousness in your inner world. A cramped, confined house might suggest feeling constrained or limited. Different types of rooms in dreams carry specific associations. A bedroom represents intimacy, vulnerability, sexuality, rest, and your private self. Dreaming of a bedroom might be your brain processing themes of intimacy, rest, or vulnerability. A kitchen represents nourishment, creativity, and sustenance. Dreams of cooking or preparing food in a kitchen often relate to how you are nourishing yourself emotionally or creatively. A living room or gathering space represents social connection and how you present yourself to others. Bathrooms represent cleansing, elimination, and privacy. Dreams of bathrooms often relate to letting go or privacy needs. A basement in dreams frequently represents the unconscious mind, the depths of your psyche that you do not normally access in waking consciousness. When you dream of descending into a basement, you are often moving toward deeper understanding, toward confronting aspects of yourself that are usually hidden. The contents of the basement matter. Is it clean and organized, suggesting that your unconscious is well integrated? Or is it chaotic and frightening, suggesting that there are aspects of your unconscious mind that feel threatening? Attics, similarly, represent storage of memories and old aspects of self. An attic in a dream might contain forgotten possessions, old identities you have outgrown, or memories you have stored away. Exploring an attic often means reconnecting with parts of your past or with aspects of yourself that you have left behind. This can be either positive, representing integration of your history, or uncomfortable, representing unresolved past issues that still carry emotional weight. The size of a house in dreams also carries meaning. A vast, sprawling mansion might represent feeling that your inner world is expansive and contains many unexplored territories. A small, cozy house might represent feeling that you know yourself well, that your inner world is contained and manageable. A house that keeps expanding as you explore it might represent discovering new depths and capacities within yourself. When you dream of being unable to find your way in a house, becoming lost in corridors, or unable to locate a specific room, your brain might be communicating that you are feeling lost in some aspect of your life. You are unsure of your direction or your identity. You feel confused about how to navigate your own inner landscape. Alternatively, being lost in a house might represent the exciting discovery of previously unknown aspects of yourself. The people and creatures you encounter in houses in your dreams also matter. Finding strangers in your house might represent unfamiliar aspects of yourself or external influences entering your inner world. Finding family members in your house might represent how family dynamics are organized within your psyche. Encountering threatening figures in a house might represent internal conflicts or aspects of yourself that feel dangerous or unacceptable. Destruction or damage to a house in dreams can be significant. A house burning down, collapsing, or being destroyed might represent a major life transition, a breakdown of your previous identity or way of organizing your inner world. While such dreams can feel frightening, they often accompany periods of significant growth and transformation. Your brain is showing you that your old structures are being dismantled so that new ones can be built. The doors and windows in a house are particularly significant. Doors represent transitions, choices, access to different parts of yourself or your life. A locked door might represent a boundary you have set, something you are not allowing yourself or others to access. An open door might represent openness, accessibility, willingness to explore. Windows represent how you see the world and how the world sees you. Dreams about windows being blocked, broken, or clear tell you something about your perspective and your relationship with the external world. Building, renovating, or improving a house in dreams often represents personal growth and development. You are literally constructing and reconstructing your inner world. You are taking responsibility for your own development. This is often a positive sign, suggesting that you are actively engaged in self-improvement and personal evolution. Your own childhood home appears frequently in dreams, even for people who have not lived there for decades. This is because your childhood home is where your sense of self was first formed, where your psychological foundations were laid. Dreams of your childhood home often relate to unresolved childhood issues, to early patterns that still influence you, or to longing for the sense of safety and belonging you may have felt there. Understanding houses in dreams is understanding how you are organizing your inner world. It is recognizing that your consciousness is not monolithic, but rather a complex structure with many rooms, many depths, many possibilities. By paying attention to the houses you dream of, you gain insight into your sense of self, your boundaries, your integration, and your psychological organization. Your brain is an architect, building and rebuilding the structure of your consciousness night after night. Unknown beings and shadow figures, meeting your inner world. Among the most intriguing and sometimes unsettling symbols in dreams are the unknown beings, the mysterious figures, the shadow creatures that populate our nocturnal landscapes. A stranger approaches you in a dream. A shadowy figure watches from the corner. An unknown being communicates with you, guides you, or confronts you. These encounters are not random. They are among the most meaningful messages your dreaming mind can send, representing aspects of yourself that exist beyond your conscious awareness. The concept of the shadow in psychology refers to the parts of yourself that you do not identify with, that you have rejected or repressed, that do not fit with your conscious self-image. We all have shadows. We all have aspects of ourselves that we prefer not to acknowledge, qualities that conflict with how we want to see ourselves, impulses that we have learned to suppress. Your shadow is not evil or bad. It is simply the parts of you that are not integrated into your conscious identity. When an unknown or threatening figure appears in your dreams, it is often your shadow knocking on the door of consciousness. Your brain is saying, there is something about yourself that you need to recognize, something that you have been ignoring or denying. The figure might feel threatening because the aspect of yourself it represents feels threatening to your conscious self-image. But confronting and integrating your shadow is essential work for psychological wholeness. Consider a dream in which you encounter a figure who behaves in ways that disturb you, or that you would never behave. This figure might represent a quality that you have rejected in yourself. Perhaps you have always prided yourself on being kind and gentle, but the figure in your dream is aggressive and angry. This might be your brain insisting that you acknowledge the anger that exists within you, the anger that you have been denying or suppressing. Integration does not mean becoming that aggressive figure. It means acknowledging that aggression exists within you, understanding it, and choosing consciously how to relate to it. Unknown beings in dreams can also represent untapped potential, undeveloped aspects of yourself. A wise figure you do not recognize might represent wisdom that exists within you, but that you have not yet accessed. A powerful figure might represent personal power that you have not yet claimed. These figures are often guides or teachers, representing possibilities within yourself that you are beginning to recognize. The appearance and behavior of unknown figures in dreams provides clues about what aspect of self they represent. An ugly or frightening figure might represent a quality you are rejecting or fearing. A beautiful or magnetic figure might represent a quality you are drawn toward or aspiring to embody. A figure who speaks to you might represent inner wisdom, trying to communicate. A figure who pursues you might represent something within yourself that is demanding your attention. Recurring unknown figures in dreams are particularly significant. If the same stranger or shadow figure appears multiple times, your brain is clearly trying to get your attention about something. You have not yet integrated the message. The figure will keep appearing until you pay attention, until you understand what aspect of yourself it represents and what your psyche is trying to tell you about it. The gender of unknown figures in dreams can also carry meaning. A figure of the opposite gender might represent qualities traditionally associated with that gender that you need to develop or integrate within yourself. Jungian psychology speaks of the animus, the inner masculine in women, and the anima, the inner feminine in men. These are not about literal gender, but about qualities. The unknown figure might be inviting you to develop and integrate these qualities. Sometimes unknown beings in dreams are not representing shadow aspects, but rather representing guides, allies, or teachers. Many people report dreams of mysterious figures who offer wisdom, comfort, or direction. These figures might represent your higher self, your intuition, or your deeper wisdom, trying to communicate with your conscious mind. The key distinction is usually in how you feel in their presence. Shadow figures often evoke fear or discomfort. Guide figures usually evoke a sense of safety, wisdom, or positive regard, even if they are mysterious. Crowds of unknown people in dreams often represent the collective unconscious, the shared human experience, or aspects of society and culture that you are integrating. You might dream of being in a crowd of strangers, each representing different aspects of human nature, or different possibilities for yourself. The behavior and mood of the crowd reflects your relationship with the collective and with your place within society. Animals in dreams often function similarly to unknown beings, representing instinctual aspects of yourself. A wolf might represent your own wildness or aggression. A bird might represent freedom or transcendence. A snake might represent transformation or hidden danger. The animal acts as a symbol for qualities that are less developed in your conscious personality, but that exist within you. The key to working with unknown beings in dreams is to approach them with curiosity rather than fear. Instead of running from the shadow figure or the mysterious stranger, try in your dream to turn and face them. Ask them what they want, what they are trying to tell you. This approach, which can be cultivated through lucid dreaming practices, often leads to remarkable insights. The figure you feared might reveal itself as an ally. The quality you were rejecting might prove valuable. The aspect of yourself you were running from might be exactly what you need to become whole. Your dreams are populated with the cast of characters that live within your psyche. Some of these characters are familiar, representing your conscious personality and your known traits. But others are mysterious, unknown, representing aspects of yourself that exist beyond your conscious awareness. These unknown beings are not invaders. They are not external threats. They are you calling to yourself, trying to achieve greater wholeness and integration. By meeting these figures with curiosity and openness, you take an important step toward becoming fully yourself. The language of numbers and colors in dreams. Your dreaming mind communicates not only through obvious symbols like water and houses, but also through more subtle languages of numbers and colors. These elements appear in your dreams with regularity and purpose, adding layers of meaning to the narratives your brain constructs. Learning to recognize and interpret these numerical and chromatic messages opens another dimension of understanding your inner communications. Numbers in dreams carry significance across cultures and spiritual traditions. The number 3 appears frequently and traditionally represents completion, wholeness, and the integration of opposites. When you dream of 3 objects, 3 people, or 3 events, your brain might be communicating about something that is becoming whole or complete. The number 7 appears throughout spiritual and religious traditions as representing perfection or spiritual completeness. The number 12 relates to cycles and completeness, appearing in 12 months, 12 hours, 12 zodiac signs. When these numbers appear in your dreams, they're often emphasizing themes of completion or cyclical patterns. The number 2 appears frequently in dreams and typically relates to duality, choice, opposition, or balance. You might dream of 2 paths, 2 doors, 2 figures representing different choices or aspects of yourself. 2 can also represent partnership, relationship, or the dance between opposites. The number 4 relates to stability and foundation, appearing in 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements. When 4 appears in your dreams, it often relates to grounding, stability, or the 4 aspects of self that Jung identified. Odd numbers in dreams often relate to imbalance, tension, or something that is not yet resolved. Even numbers often relate to balance and stability. The specific number that appears matters, but also pay attention to your emotional response to the number. If you dream of the number that represents your age, or your birthday, or a significant date, your brain might be processing something related to time, aging, or the significance of that particular number in your life. Colors in dreams are equally significant and often more immediately impactful than numbers. Color is processed by your brain as emotion and energy before it is processed as mere visual information. When you see red in a dream, you're experiencing the energy of red, the passion, the intensity, the urgency, the danger, the life force. Red rarely appears in dreams without significance. It might represent passion, anger, energy, warning, or vitality, depending on the context and your personal associations with red. Blue in dreams often represents calm, peace, truth, and communication. Blue is the color of the sky and the ocean, both of which represent vastness and tranquility in dreams. When blue dominates your dream, you might be processing themes of peace, clarity, or expansiveness. However, a cold or harsh blue might represent sadness or depression. Your emotional response to the color matters as much as the color itself. Green appears frequently in dreams and represents growth, healing, renewal, and nature. Green is the color of life, of spring, of the natural world. When green appears in your dreams, your brain is often processing themes of growth, renewal, or connection to nature. A dream with lush green vegetation often accompanies periods of personal growth or healing. A dream with dying green plants might represent concern about growth or vitality in some area of your life. Yellow in dreams often represents joy, optimism, intellect, and clarity. Yellow is the color of the sun, of light and warmth. A dream dominated by yellow might reflect feelings of happiness or clarity. However, an acid yellow or sickly yellow might represent anxiety or caution. Yellow can also represent cowardice or caution, depending on context. Purple in dreams often relates to spirituality, mystery, imagination, and transformation. Purple is the color of twilight, of the boundary between day and night, between the conscious and unconscious. When purple appears in your dreams, you might be processing spiritual themes or exploring the mysterious dimensions of your experience. Purple can also represent dignity, wisdom, or transformation. Black in dreams often relates to the unknown, the unconscious, the hidden, or the void. Black is not inherently negative in dreams. Rather, it represents the unknown, the potential, the unmanifested. A dream of blackness might represent entering the unconscious mind or confronting the unknown aspects of yourself. However, black can also represent depression, fear, or the void, depending on the emotional tone of the dream. White in dreams often represents purity, clarity, innocence, and wholeness. White can also represent emptiness, blankness, or the void. A dream of white light often represents clarity, truth, or spiritual illumination. A dream of white emptiness might represent feeling blank or disconnected from emotion. Red and black together in dreams often represent danger, warning, or intense emotion. Red and white together often represent balance between passion and clarity, or between emotion and intellect. The combinations of colors in your dreams add nuance to the message your brain is sending. Your personal associations with colors matter greatly. If you have a favorite color, it might carry positive associations in your dreams. If you have experienced color-related trauma, that color might initially carry anxiety in your dreams. But your brain is flexible and can gradually shift its associations with colors as you process experiences and consciously work with your dreams. The intensity of colors in dreams also matters. Vivid, bright colors often indicate strong emotion or significance. Muted, dull colors might indicate depression, suppression, or emotional distance. A dream that suddenly shifts from muted colors to vivid colors might represent a shift in your emotional state or a breakthrough in understanding. Metallic colors in dreams, such as gold and silver, often represent value, refinement, or spiritual significance. Gold often represents the highest value, the precious, the sacred. Silver often represents reflection, intuition, and the feminine. Copper might represent grounding or earthiness. These metallic colors often appear in dreams with spiritual or transformational content. Your dreaming mind is a sophisticated communicator, using numbers and colors as part of its vocabulary. These elements work together with the larger symbols and narratives of your dreams to create a complete message. By paying attention to the numbers and colors that appear in your dreams, by noticing which colors dominate and which numbers recur, you gain another layer of understanding about what your brain is trying to tell you. Your dreams are not just visual stories. They are carefully composed communications, with every element chosen to convey specific meaning. Falling, flying, and the physics of fear. Among the most common and visceral dream experiences are the sensations of falling and flying. These dreams feel intensely physical, triggering real physiological responses even though your body is safely at rest. Your muscles might tense, your heart might race, you might jolt awake gasping. Yet these dreams are not accidents of neural misfiring. They are sophisticated communications about your sense of control, your fears, your aspirations, and your relationship with risk and possibility. Falling dreams appear in the sleep of nearly every human at some point. The experience is remarkably consistent across cultures and individuals. You are moving through space, and suddenly the ground disappears. You are plummeting downward, unable to stop your descent, unable to catch yourself. The experience generates fear, sometimes panic, yet the dream almost never results in actual impact. You wake before hitting bottom, or the dream shifts into something else. This consistent pattern tells us something important about what falling represents. Falling in dreams typically represents loss of control. You are in a situation in waking life where you feel that things are spiraling beyond your ability to manage them. You are facing change that feels beyond your control. You are losing your footing, metaphorically, in some area of your life. The dream is not predicting disaster. Rather, it is representing your emotional experience of feeling out of control. Your brain is communicating about your anxiety through the most visceral symbol available. The specific context of the fall matters. Are you falling from a building, from a cliff, from the sky? Are you falling slowly or rapidly? Are you falling alone or with others? A slow, gentle fall often represents a gradual loss of control or a gentle descent into the unknown. A rapid, terrifying fall often represents sudden loss of control or sudden change. Falling from a building might relate to loss of control in a specific structure in your life, such as your job or your sense of stability. Falling from the sky might represent loss of hope or aspiration. Your response to the fall also carries meaning. If you are fighting the fall, struggling against it, your brain might be communicating that you are resisting necessary change, or that you are struggling against forces beyond your control. If you surrender to the fall, if you accept it with calm, your brain might be communicating that you are learning to accept what cannot be controlled. Some people report that learning to relax and trust during falling dreams actually changes the dream, transforming the experience or resulting in landing safely. Flying dreams, by contrast, typically represent freedom, transcendence, and the exercise of personal power. When you fly in a dream, you are literally transcending the limitations of ordinary human existence. You are moving through three-dimensional space with complete freedom. You are not bound by gravity or by the normal constraints of the physical world. Flying dreams often accompany periods of personal growth, expanded possibility, or liberation from constraints. The ease or difficulty of flying in your dreams carries significance. If you fly with ease and grace, soaring effortlessly through the sky, your brain is likely communicating feelings of freedom, capability, and confidence. If flying is difficult, if you struggle to stay aloft, if you keep dropping back toward the ground, your brain might be communicating that you are struggling to maintain your freedom or that you are doubting your own power. The height at which you fly also matters. Flying high, above the clouds, often represents transcendence, spiritual perspective, or the ability to see the larger picture. Flying low, just above the ground, might represent freedom that is still somewhat limited or grounded. Flying through obstacles, weaving between buildings, might represent freedom that must navigate around constraints. The landscape you fly over in your dreams also carries meaning. Flying over familiar territory might represent gaining new perspective on aspects of your life that you thought you understood. Flying over unknown territory might represent entering new possibilities or expanding into unknown aspects of yourself. Flying over water might represent navigating emotions while maintaining freedom and perspective. Some people report that they cannot fly in dreams, or that they can only fly with difficulty. This often relates to beliefs or fears about personal power and possibility. The brain that believes it cannot fly creates dreams in which flying is impossible. However, people can develop flying ability in dreams through lucid dreaming practice and through working consciously with their beliefs about personal power. The sensation of flying and falling in dreams is created through your brain's activation of the vestibular system, the system responsible for balance and spatial orientation. During REM sleep, when most vivid dreaming occurs, your brain is not receiving accurate input from your vestibular system. This is why dreams can involve impossible physics, weightlessness, and movement that violates the normal laws of motion. Your brain is creating the sensation of movement without the usual sensory input that would normally constrain that sensation. It is worth noting that falling and flying dreams often occur together in the same dream. You might be flying freely and then suddenly lose altitude and begin to fall. This shift might represent a loss of confidence or a sudden awareness of constraints. You might be falling and then suddenly learn to fly and escape the fall. This shift might represent discovering personal power or overcoming a limitation. Both falling and flying dreams are about your relationship with control, power, freedom, and fear. By paying attention to these dreams, by noticing whether you are more often falling or flying, by recognizing the patterns in these experiences, you gain insight into your sense of agency in your waking life. Are you feeling in control or out of control? Do you feel capable of achieving what you want, or do you feel constrained? Are you expanding into new possibilities, or are you struggling to maintain what you have? Your dreams are giving you direct feedback about these questions through the language of physical sensation and movement. Death, transformation, and rebirth in dream narratives. Death appears frequently in dreams, and most people initially find these dreams disturbing. You dream that you die, or that someone you love dies, and you wake with a sense of dread or sorrow. Yet death in dreams is almost never about literal death. Instead, it is one of the most powerful symbols your brain uses to represent transformation, ending, and rebirth. Understanding this symbolism transforms death dreams from sources of anxiety into messages of growth and change. In dreams, death almost always represents the ending of something. A phase of your life is ending. A relationship is ending. An identity or way of being is ending. A belief system or way of understanding the world is ending. These endings might be happening or might be beginning to happen. Your brain is processing the reality that something you have known is coming to an end, and it is using the symbol of death to represent this ending with maximum emotional impact. The intensity of the emotions surrounding death in dreams often matches the significance of what is ending. When a major identity or way of living is ending, the dream might be intensely emotional. When a minor habit or belief is shifting, the dream might be less intense. Your brain is using emotional intensity to communicate importance. Dreams of your own death often represent the death of your old self, the ending of who you have been and the beginning of who you are becoming. These dreams often occur at major transition points in life. You might have a death dream when you are graduating from school, ending a relationship, changing careers, moving to a new place, or experiencing a significant loss. The dream is not predicting your death. It is representing the death of your old identity and the birth of your new one. Dreams of someone else dying often relate to your relationship with that person or what that person represents in your inner world. A dream of a parent dying might represent your growing independence from parental influence. A dream of a friend dying might represent the ending of a particular phase of friendship or the ending of how that person has influenced you. A dream of a stranger dying might represent the death of a quality or aspect of yourself that the stranger represents. Witnessing death in a dream often places you in the position of observer rather than the one dying. This might suggest that you are observing change happening in your life, but not yet fully engaged in the transformation. You are watching from the sidelines rather than being in the center of the change. This can be either a position of safety or a position of avoidance, depending on the context. The manner of death in dreams also carries meaning. A violent death might represent a sudden, traumatic ending. A peaceful death might represent acceptance of an ending that was necessary. A death from illness might represent something that has been slowly draining you and that needs to end. An accidental death might represent an unexpected ending. Your brain selects the manner of death to accurately represent the nature of the ending you are experiencing. What is particularly significant is that death in dreams is almost always followed by something. The dream does not simply end with death. Life continues, you continue, the world continues. This is the essential message. Yes, something is ending. Yes, you are dying to your old self, but you are not ceasing to exist. You are transforming. You are moving into something new. The death is not the end of the story. It is a chapter, an important one, but not the final chapter. Rebirth imagery often appears in dreams alongside death symbolism. You might dream of dying and then being reborn. You might dream of decomposition followed by regeneration. You might dream of a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis, a phoenix rising from ashes. These images represent the completion of the transformation cycle. Something dies and something new emerges. This is the fundamental pattern of growth and change. The garden is a powerful symbol of transformation that often appears in dreams. A garden that is dying represents an ending phase. A garden being planted represents the beginning of new growth. A garden in full bloom represents flourishing. A garden being prepared for planting represents readiness for new beginning. Gardens in dreams represent the natural cycles of growth, death, and renewal that govern all life. Seasons also appear in dreams as symbols of transformation and cycles. Spring represents new beginning. Summer represents fullness and flourishing. Autumn represents harvest and preparation for ending. Winter represents dormancy and death. Dreams that move through seasons often represent moving through the natural cycles of life, accepting that endings are necessary and that new beginnings will follow. The key to working with death dreams is to recognize them as invitations to transform. Yes, something is ending, but you are not ceasing to exist. You are changing, you are becoming something new. The death in the dream is not something to fear. It is something to understand, to accept, and to move through. Your brain is preparing you for change. Your brain is telling you that you are capable of transformation, that you can survive endings, that rebirth is possible. Many people find that once they understand death dreams as symbols of transformation, rather than literal death, these dreams become less frightening and more informative. The dream loses its power to alarm and instead becomes a useful communication from your psyche. You recognize what is ending. You begin to prepare consciously for the transformation. You open yourself to the possibility of what might be born from this ending. The death dream becomes an ally rather than a threat. Recurring dreams, your brain's persistent message. If a dream appears once, it carries a message. If a dream appears repeatedly, your brain is insisting on that message. Recurring dreams are among the most important communications your sleeping mind can send. They represent persistent themes, unresolved conflicts, repeated patterns, or messages that your conscious mind has not yet fully received or integrated. Understanding why a dream recurs and what it is trying to tell you is crucial work in developing relationship with your dreams. A recurring dream is your brain's way of saying, "Pay attention to this. This matters. You have not yet fully understood the message, so I am going to keep showing it to you until you do." The recurrence is not a malfunction. It is a feature. It is your brain's persistence in trying to communicate something important. The frequency of recurrence matters. A dream that recurs weekly is more urgent than a dream that recurs once a year. A dream that has been recurring for years carries the weight of long-standing pattern. When you notice a recurring dream, the first question to ask is, what has remained the same in my life during all the time this dream has been recurring? What pattern or situation has persisted? The dream is likely related to that persistent element. Many people have recurring nightmares, dreams in which the same threatening or frightening scenario plays out repeatedly. These nightmares often relate to unresolved trauma or ongoing anxiety. Your brain is essentially rehearsing the threat over and over, trying to prepare you to handle it, trying to process it. The nightmare is not enjoyable, but it serves a function. It is your brain's attempt to integrate a difficult experience. Working with recurring nightmares involves several approaches. One is to consciously change the dream. While you are awake, you can imagine the dream playing out differently. You can practice responding differently to the threat. You can practice escaping, fighting back, or transforming the threatening figure. When you do this consistently while awake, these new scripts can begin to appear in your actual dreams. You are essentially teaching your brain a new way to process the threat. Another approach to recurring nightmares is to face the threatening figure or situation with curiosity. In lucid dreaming, when you realize you are dreaming, you can turn to face what is chasing you and ask it what it wants. This often leads to remarkable insights. The threatening figure is usually not actually threatening. It is representing something within you that needs attention. When you face it with curiosity rather than fear, it often becomes an ally. Recurring pleasant dreams also carry significance. A dream that you love, that you wish you could have repeatedly, that brings you joy, often relates to a part of your life that is going well, or that you wish could be present more consistently. If you frequently dream of a beautiful place, you might be longing for more beauty or peace in your waking life. If you frequently dream of being with someone you love, you might be processing your connection with that person or wishing for more connection. Some recurring dreams shift over time. A dream that was frightening might gradually become less frightening as you process the underlying issue. A dream that was confusing might gradually become clearer as you understand its meaning. A dream that was chaotic might gradually become more ordered. These shifts often reflect psychological growth and the integration of difficult material. The setting of a recurring dream often remains consistent while other elements shift. You might have recurring dreams that always take place in your childhood home, even though the events in the dream vary. This suggests that the dream is processing something related to your past, to your early self, to foundational patterns that were established in childhood. Characters in recurring dreams often remain consistent. The same person or being might appear repeatedly, sometimes in different contexts, but with the same essential quality. This constancy suggests that the character represents something stable within your psyche, something that is trying to communicate repeatedly. Understanding what that character represents is key to understanding the dream. Recurring dreams often end when you have fully understood and integrated their message. Once you have recognized the pattern they are highlighting, once you have made the necessary change or gained the necessary understanding, the dream often stops recurring. This is not because your brain has given up communicating. It is because the message has been received and integrated. Your brain can move on to communicating other things. Some recurring dreams persist because they represent ongoing situations. If you are in a persistently stressful job, you might have recurring stress dreams until the job situation changes. If you are in an ongoing conflict, you might have recurring dreams about that conflict until the conflict is resolved. In these cases, the recurring dream will likely persist until the waking situation changes. The most powerful work you can do with recurring dreams is to approach them with curiosity and compassion. Instead of seeing the recurring dream as an annoyance, see it as your brain's devoted attempt to communicate something important. Your brain loves you and is trying to help you grow, understand, and heal. The recurrence is evidence of that care. By paying attention to what the dream is trying to tell you, by taking it seriously, by making changes in your waking life based on what you learn, you honor your brain's efforts and allow the communication to be complete. The bridge between dreams and waking life. Your dreams are not separate from your waking life. They are not a different reality entirely, unrelated to what happens during your hours of consciousness. Rather, your dreams are intimately connected to your waking experience. They process what happened during the day. They prepare you for what is coming. They reflect your current emotional state and your ongoing concerns. Understanding the bridge between dreams and waking life allows you to use your dreams as a guide for living more consciously. The memories you create during the day form the raw material of your dreams. Your brain does not dream about experiences you have not had. Even the most fantastical dream is constructed from elements of your waking experience, rearranged and transformed. A dream about flying in a space station uses memories of flight, of technology, of space that you have encountered in waking life or in media you have consumed. The dream reassembles these elements in new configurations, but the fundamental building blocks come from your waking experience. The emotions you experience during the day also directly influence your dreams. If you have had a stressful day, you are more likely to have stress dreams or anxiety dreams that night. If you have had a joyful day, you are more likely to have pleasant dreams. Your emotional state during the day creates the emotional tone that carries into your dreams. This is why the quality of your waking hours directly influences the quality of your sleep and dreams. The people and relationships that matter most in your waking life appear most frequently in your dreams. Your brain prioritizes emotionally significant people. If you are processing conflict with someone, that person likely appears in your dreams. If you are longing for connection with someone, that person likely appears. The appearance of someone in your dreams often indicates that your brain is actively processing your relationship with that person, integrating new information about the relationship, or working through some dynamic between you. Major life transitions often precede significant shifts in dream content. Before you make a major change in waking life, your dreams often begin to reflect themes related to that change. If you're about to change jobs, your dreams might begin to feature work themes or transition themes. If you are about to end a relationship, your dreams might begin to feature separation or loss themes. Your dreams are preparing you for change before the change fully arrives in waking consciousness. The wisdom available in your dreams can directly guide your waking life. A dream might reveal something about a relationship that your waking mind has been avoiding. A dream might show you a creative solution to a problem you have been struggling with. A dream might reveal your true feelings about a decision you are considering. By paying attention to your dreams, by taking them seriously, you gain access to wisdom that exists beyond your conscious awareness. Many artists, scientists, and creative people have reported that their dreams provide direct inspiration and solutions. The chemist Kekule dreamed of a snake biting its own tail, and that image revealed the structure of benzene. The writer Stephen King has created entire stories based on dream imagery. Musicians have composed melodies that came to them in dreams. Your dreams are not just processing the past, they are also creating possibilities for the future. The bodily sensations you experience during the day influence your dreams. If you are physically tense, your dreams might involve physical struggle or constraint. If you are physically relaxed and well-rested, your dreams might be more fluid and pleasant. If you are hungry, your dreams might feature food. If you are cold, your dreams might feature temperature themes. Your body's state during the day carries into your dreams at night. Your beliefs and worldview during the day influence what you dream and how you interpret your dreams. If you believe that dreams are meaningless, you are less likely to remember them or to pay attention to them. If you believe that dreams carry important messages, you are more likely to remember them and to work with them. Your conscious beliefs create the context in which your dreams exist. By shifting your beliefs about dreams, you change your relationship with them. The practice of dream journaling creates a powerful bridge between dreams and waking life. By writing down your dreams immediately upon waking, before the memory fades, you are honoring your dreams and taking them seriously. You are also creating a record that allows you to notice patterns over time. You might notice that a particular symbol appears repeatedly, or that your dreams shift as your waking circumstances change. The journal becomes a mirror of your inner life. Sharing dreams with others also creates connection. When you tell someone about your dream, you're not just sharing information. You are inviting them into your inner world. You are allowing them to see how your mind works, what concerns you, what you are processing. Listening to someone else's dreams creates similar intimacy. It is a way of knowing each other at a deeper level than surface conversation typically allows. The practice of intentional dreaming, of going to sleep with a specific question or intention, creates a direct conversation between your waking and dreaming mind. You might go to sleep asking your dreams to show you a solution to a problem or to reveal what you need to know about a situation. By setting this intention consciously, you are directing your brain's attention during sleep. Often, the dreams that follow provide remarkably relevant and useful information. Your dreams are not escape from your waking life. They are an essential part of your life. They are how your mind processes experience, integrates learning, works through emotions, and prepares for the future. By honoring your dreams, by paying attention to them, by allowing them to guide your waking choices, you create integration between your conscious and unconscious mind. You begin to function as a unified whole, with both the wisdom of your conscious awareness and the wisdom of your deeper self working together. Lucid dreaming, becoming conscious within the symbol. There is a remarkable state that exists at the intersection of waking and dreaming consciousness, a state in which you are aware that you are dreaming while the dream is still happening. This state is called lucid dreaming, and it represents one of the most powerful ways to deepen your relationship with your dreams and with the symbols they contain. In lucid dreams, you are not a passive observer of the dream narrative. You are an active participant, capable of choice, direction, and conscious interaction with the dream world. Lucid dreaming is not a rare or exotic phenomenon. Research suggests that most people experience lucid dreams, at least occasionally. Some people naturally slip into lucidity frequently. Others can develop the capacity through practice and intention. The development of lucid dreaming ability opens remarkable possibilities for working with your dreams consciously, for confronting fears, for exploring your inner world, and for direct communication with your subconscious mind. The first step in developing lucid dreaming ability is to increase your general awareness of dreams. By remembering more dreams, by paying attention to dreams, by keeping a dream journal, you are training your brain to prioritize dreams and to maintain awareness of them. This increased awareness naturally leads to more frequent lucid dreams. Your brain begins to realize that dreams are important to you, and it starts to flag them for your attention. Reality checks are a practical technique for developing lucidity. Throughout your waking day, you can periodically check whether you are dreaming or awake. You might try to push your finger through your palm, or look at text and see if it changes when you look away and back again. In dreams, these reality checks often behave differently than in waking life. Your finger might pass through your palm in a dream. Text might change or become blurry. By practicing these checks regularly while awake, you develop the habit of doing them in dreams as well. When you perform a reality check in a dream and it indicates that you are dreaming, you become lucid. Another technique is to set a conscious intention before sleep. As you are falling asleep, you can repeat to yourself, "Tonight I will recognize that I am dreaming. Tonight I will become lucid." By setting this intention repeatedly and with genuine desire, you are programming your brain to work toward lucidity. Many people find that this simple practice done consistently leads to lucid dreams within days or weeks. Once you become lucid in a dream, the possibilities expand dramatically. You can consciously choose where to go, what to do, who to speak with. You can confront a threatening figure and ask what it wants. You can explore your inner landscape with full awareness. You can test out new behaviors, new responses, new ways of being without the constraints of waking consequences. This is incredibly valuable for psychological work and personal growth. One powerful lucid dreaming practice is to confront shadow figures or threatening beings with curiosity. Instead of running from a threatening figure in a dream, you can become lucid, turn to face the figure and ask it what it wants, what it is trying to tell you. Often, the figure will communicate something valuable. It might reveal that it represents a part of yourself that you need to integrate. It might offer guidance or wisdom. The confrontation, done with genuine curiosity rather than aggression, often transforms the figure from threat to ally. Another valuable lucid dreaming practice is to ask questions of your dreaming mind. You might ask, what do I need to know about this situation? What am I not seeing? What would serve my highest good right now? The answers that come often surprise you with their wisdom and relevance. Your dreaming mind has access to information and perspective that your waking mind does not. By asking directly, you create a conversation with your deeper self. Lucid dreaming can also be used for skill development and practice. Athletes have used lucid dreaming to practice their sport, and research shows that the neural activation during lucid dream practice is remarkably similar to actual physical practice. Musicians have practiced instruments in lucid dreams. Public speakers have practiced presentations. Because your brain treats the lucid dream experience as real, the practice translates to improved waking performance. The landscape of lucid dreams can also be explored with intention. You might ask to visit a place of healing, or a place of wisdom, or a place of beauty. Your dreaming mind will create these places for you, and you can spend time there, absorb the experience, and bring the feeling of that place back with you into waking consciousness. This practice can be remarkably restorative and transformative. Meetings with guides or wise beings often occur in lucid dreams. You might meet a figure who offers guidance or teaching. This figure might represent your higher self, your intuition, an aspect of your psyche that has access to wisdom beyond your ordinary awareness. By developing relationship with this guide through lucid dreaming, you create an ongoing source of wisdom and support. It is important to approach lucid dreaming with respect and care. The lucid dream state is a real psychological state, even though it is not physically real. The experiences have psychological reality and can have psychological impact. It is wise to approach lucid dreaming with clear intention and with respect for your own psyche. Lucid dreaming is not about controlling or dominating your dreams. It is about conscious participation in them, about dialogue with your deeper self. The development of lucid dreaming ability is a gradual process for most people. You might have occasional lucid dreams at first, then gradually experience them more frequently. The frequency and depth of lucidity varies, but each lucid dream is an opportunity for deeper understanding, for direct communication with your subconscious mind, and for conscious evolution. As you develop this capacity, your relationship with your dreams transforms. They become not just something that happens to you, but something you participate in consciously and intentionally. Your personal dream. Dictionary. Building your own language. Throughout this journey through the landscape of dream symbols, we have explored the universal language that appears in human dreams across cultures and centuries. Water represents emotion. Houses represent self. Unknown beings represent shadow aspects. Numbers and colors carry specific meanings. Falling represents loss of control. Flying represents freedom. Death represents transformation. Yet the ultimate truth is that your dreams speak a language that is uniquely yours. The symbols of your dreams have been shaped by your particular life, your particular experiences, your particular associations. Building your personal dream dictionary is the work of truly understanding yourself. A personal dream dictionary is not something you can find in a book or download from the internet. It must be constructed from your own experience, from careful attention to your own dreams, from recognition of your own patterns and associations. You are the ultimate expert on your own dreams. You alone know what water means in your particular psyche, what your childhood home means, what a specific person or place means when it appears in your dreams. The process of building a personal dream dictionary begins with careful observation. As you remember dreams, as you write them down, as you reflect on them, you notice patterns. You might notice that water appears frequently, and that when it does, you are usually processing emotional situations. You might notice that a specific person appears repeatedly, and that their presence always relates to a particular theme in your life. You might notice that certain numbers or colors appear when you are facing particular types of situations. These observations are the foundation of your dictionary. As you continue this observation over weeks and months, patterns begin to emerge. You begin to recognize your own personal symbolism. You might discover that a specific dream location means something particular for you. You might discover that a particular action or emotion in dreams consistently relates to something in your waking life. You might discover that your dreams use certain metaphors and symbols repeatedly. These are the entries in your personal dream dictionary. It is important to trust your own interpretation of your dreams above any external interpretation. A dream symbol might carry one meaning in general dream interpretation books, but carry a completely different meaning in your particular dreams. If water has caused you trauma, water in your dreams might not represent emotion in the gentle sense. It might represent danger or loss. If a house is not a safe place for you, a house in your dreams might not represent self in the positive sense. It might represent constraint or danger. Your personal associations always take precedence over general interpretations. The practice of active imagination can deepen your understanding of your dream symbols. When you have a dream that puzzles you, or that you want to understand more deeply, you can return to the dream while awake through the practice of active imagination. You can imagine yourself back in the dream. You can interact with the symbols and characters. You can ask them what they mean. You can explore the dream landscape more deeply. This conscious exploration often yields insights that were not available in the dream itself. Writing about your dreams creates a record that you can return to over time. By looking back at dreams you had months or years ago, you can see how your symbols have evolved, how your concerns have shifted, how your understanding has deepened. You might notice that a symbol that once appeared frequently no longer appears, or that it has transformed. You might notice that new symbols have emerged. This record of your dream life becomes a mirror of your psychological development. Sharing your dreams with trusted others can also deepen understanding. While others cannot interpret your dreams for you, their observations and questions can help you see your dreams from new angles. Someone else might notice a pattern that you have missed. Someone else might ask a question that leads you to a new understanding. The act of explaining your dream to someone else often clarifies its meaning. Your dream symbols are also evolving and changing. A symbol that meant something specific to you 5 years ago might have shifted in meaning as you have grown and changed. This is natural and healthy. Your dreams grow with you. They evolve as you evolve. The Personal Dream Dictionary is not a static reference guide. It is a living document that changes as you change. The most important entry in your Personal Dream Dictionary is your own intuitive sense of what a dream means. When you have a dream, before you consult any external interpretation, before you try to analyze it logically, you often have an intuitive sense of what it means. You feel the meaning. This intuitive knowing is your direct line to your unconscious mind. By trusting this intuition, by honoring it, you develop a powerful relationship with your dreams. As you build your personal dream dictionary, you are also building a relationship with yourself. You are learning your own language, your own way of communicating with yourself, your own symbols and metaphors. You are developing literacy in the language your deepest self speaks. This literacy allows you to understand yourself more fully, to recognize what you are processing, to respond more consciously to what your inner wisdom is telling you. The dream dictionary you build is also a gift you can offer to yourself in the future. Months or years from now, when you have a dream that puzzles you, you can return to the dictionary you have built. You can look at what this symbol has meant in your past dreams. You can recognize the pattern. You can understand what your mind is trying to tell you. Your past dreams illuminate your present dreams. As we come to the end of this exploration, know that you are now equipped to deepen your relationship with your dreams. You understand that dreams are not random noise, but meaningful communications. You understand the universal symbols and can recognize them in your own dreams. You understand that your personal associations matter more than any external interpretation. You are ready to build your dictionary, to develop your literacy in the language of symbols, to listen more deeply to what your own mind is trying to tell you. Your dreams will continue night after night, every night of your life. They are always there, always communicating, always offering wisdom. By paying attention to them, by taking them seriously, by working with them consciously, you gain access to a source of understanding and guidance that exists within you. Your dreams are your inner teacher. By becoming a student of your own dreams, you become a student of yourself. And in understanding yourself more fully, you begin to live more consciously, more authentically, more in alignment with your deepest truth. I'd like to know, where are you listening from and what time is it there? As you continue your exploration of your dreams, I encourage you to share your insights, your patterns, your symbols with us. Your experience matters. Your dreams matter. Your journey of self-understanding through dreams is valuable and worthy of attention. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the neuroscience of dream symbols. If this exploration has brought you inner peace and understanding, I'd appreciate a like and subscription to Relaxing Science. Also, let us know if you'd like to see more content like this. Your engagement helps us create more content that brings calm, understanding, and wisdom into your life. Sleep well tonight. Pay attention to your dreams. Listen to what your own mind is trying to tell you. The symbols are there, waiting to be understood. The wisdom is there, waiting to be recognized. The conversation between your conscious and unconscious mind continues every night. By participating consciously in this conversation, you open yourself to transformation, understanding, and the remarkable journey of truly knowing yourself. Total.